Okay, there we go. Sorry, Streamlabs decided it did not want to start recording, and I did not want to go through that process again.
Understandable.
So, hello, everyone. Hello, Danny. How are you doing?
Oh no, I'm doing good.
Oh man. So for those of you wondering why Danny and I have been gone the past uh 2 weeks, is because there was just nothing to really talk about. And per Danny's advice, we decided to hold off on the Trials of Casuals podcast until Games Fest was over. Because we thought that it would honestly be a little bit more fun if we actually had, actual news to report. So that also means that Danny is also mostly going to be leading the podcast today because I've been too busy gathering shit from the Virginia Renaissance Festival, which just ended last week. So I have like no news to go on. But before we get into that news, Danny, how are you doing? Got any plans this week?
Well, so far this week, the only things that I have left are so another solo dungeon stream, and then more Sonic Adventure 2
Ooh,
speedrun races.
ooh, God, I love Sonic Adventure 2. Oh my God,
Such a jank
such a jank
ass
ass
game,
game,
but so fun.
so fun, and the soundtrack, the OST,
Soundtrack's great. Crush 40 is a fantastic band.
absolutely, just absolutely nailed it. Um, yeah, no, that's kind of hype. Um, I feel that I'm actually getting ready to buy a box of the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering collab, uh, and hopefully do an unboxing stream at some point. So
Art on those cards is fantastic.
yeah, and the flavor is absolutely bonkers. It is probably the best collaboration they've ever done. It is by far the best Universes Beyond that they've ever came up with because almost every single character from the Final Fantasy games that's there, certified banger. They all make sense. So, but yeah, so Danny, let's have it. What is the news of the week?
Well, this past week has been loaded with a lot of stuff as I'm gonna bring in some stuff from a little bit of last week, but
That's fine. We got a lot to
least
cover anyways, or we got a lot to make up
yeah,
for.
yeah, there was a lot of stuff announced the past week and some change. And I wanted to start with PlayStation because they actually had some surprises in their state of play that I was not prepared for.
Yeah, I saw some of that shit. That wasn't expecting that out of no offense, wasn't expecting that out of PlayStation anytime soon.
Yeah,
There's some interesting stuff there.
that was wild. So, like, I want to start with the smaller things because I imagine we'll talk a little bit more about the out of left field surprises.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that I wanted to talk about that they had was the new 007 game.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Game looks interesting. Bond looks a little weird. He kind of looks like a weird amalgamation of Tom Cruise and Tom Holland.
Yeah, I don't really understand how that works, but you know what? It
The game looks great. The actual gameplay looks fantastic.
yeah.
And it's IO Interactive, the studio behind Hitman, so I imagine it's going to be pretty good.
Yup.
And as a collaboration thing, they have Mads Mikkelsen's character from Casino Royale as a target in a Hitman mission soon.
Which is honestly that's pretty wild to be honest.
Like that's a pretty cool collab since they have the licensing to actually do that now.
Yeah, which is wild to me. Who
That
thought that they were
was
gonna get? Who thought we were gonna get that? Because I sure
I
as
sure
shit did
didn't.
not.
I'm happy we have that. That's and that game looks good. I'll give them credit. What they showed off looks good. I'm excited to see more from them.
Indeed.
And then we got actual in-depth footage of the upcoming Silent Hill F. Good God, does that game look terrifying? And as jank combat as old school Silent Hill, so I'm excited.
Yeah, the I do have only one. I have one piece that I want to go over, but it's if I'm going to be honest, it's I'm pretty sure we both have that on our list of things that we're going to be talking about.
Oh yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Like,
but we'll get to that one in a minute.
yeah.
Because I think that you and I actually might be talking about the same thing because we're pretty good about that.
Oh yeah, we might it might be the same big thing that really got me in this state of play. Cause like most of it, like okay. Then they hit me with one big surprise. I was like, oh, alright. And then the second one, I'm really interested in. I kinda wanna play.
Yeah, there's one in particular that I am very curious about. Because the game looks like like the graphics of it look like a certified banger, and also the what we saw is not what we saw the last time we saw that game.
Mm-hmm. So I'm excited.
Yes.
Sony actually did come prepared this time.
For
With,
once.
yeah, like the Silent Hill actual showcase, that game looks like Silent Hill. Like it actually does look like what you think of when you think of Silent Hill. You don't think of, oh, it's got the same combat as Resident Evil. No, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it legitimately looks like fucking Silent Hill, and it's like, holy
And
shit, that is wild.
it's set in 1960s Japan, filled with super heavy Japanese folklore, and I'm here for it.
Which we don't really get to see a whole lot of that from Silent Hill, so it's I like the take on it. It's very interesting because as you and I both know, um Silent Hill likes to take horror up to a new level and suspense and thriller, and Japan's background with yokai and monsters is definitely a great choice for that. Like
Yeah,
there is no
like
ifs, ands, or buts
Japanese
about that.
horror is on its own level.
Yeah, no, a 1,000%. So, but all right, go ahead and
And
continue. What's up next?
yeah, the next thing, a game that I am actually a little bit interested in, is Ghost of Yotai, which is the successor to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yes, and we're getting a new
Uh,
protagonist, right?
Voiced by one of my favorite VAs.
Yeah, that is.
I adore Erika Ishii, and I am so happy to see her leading a game.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you right now. I did not have that on my bingo card, and you know what? I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad.
Yeah, like the first game was fantastic. I'm excited to see what they do with a little bit bigger budget because it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks real good. Uh,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh
and then they shared the collab stuff in Metal Gear Solid Delta,
yeah.
which was Ape Escape. I believe Xbox's version is getting something different. Like each of the different versions gets something a little different.
I mean,
But
I'm just
PlayStation
excited
gets
to.
Ape Escape.
When was the last time an Ape Escape game came out? Hold on, Ape Escape series.
It's been a long time.
Let's go to the wiki. When was Ape Escape released? The last Ape Escape was Ape Escape 3 for the PlayStation 2 in July
Ooh,
of 2005, baby. This does
Yeah,
not help
so
the Ape Escape. This does not help the PlayStation 3 ain't got no games. They're still not beating the allegations.
20 years.
Yeah,
20 years.
yeah. No, it's though there is technically a party game from Ape Escape, which is PlayStation Move Ape Escape from PlayStation 3 in December of 2010, but we don't fucking count that. That is the
Yeah,
last one. That's still 15 fucking years ago. Like,
that
are you goddamn mad? Like, the game is so good too. It's so good. It's so dumb.
that's it's so wild that they really just don't bring back a lot of their like easy hits. They really don't.
Which is a shame because it's such a fucking dumb and fun series.
I
Like
mean,
it's
look,
it's ridiculous
Astrobot
and
won
so
Game of the
pointless.
Year. That is
Yeah.
how much people want some of those like older style IPs. Like
I mean,
the mascot
yeah.
platformer has been missing for so long aside from Nintendo.
Yeah. No, I gotta agree with you on that one. I mean, we're finally getting to see the things that we've been really wanting to see. Um, albeit there are some changes that I don't think a lot of us are fans of. I'm looking at you fully, looking at you real life, Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, that's a train wreck. That's just an actual train wreck.
Like, and here's the sad part. I'm gonna go on a small tangent here, Danny. I apologize, but this would not be a Trials of Casual podcast if I did not have a fucking quick rant.
Yeah,
So here is for those of you wondering what's so wrong with the what's so wrong with the live action Lilo and Stitch. The story,
a lot. There's a lot wrong.
the fucking story. Like, and here's the sad part, right? Normally, I clown Disney about their live action remakes, right? Like Snow White, absolute fucking train wreck. Lion King, not good, right? Mufasa, well, it's technically an original, so I'll give it a pass, but the animation still wasn't great. Lilo and Stitch made Stitch actually look like Stitch, made Plankton look like Plink, and made Jumba look like Jumba. Like the CGI was actually so fucking good. Like it's the first time that Disney's actually fucking nailed the CGI. Here's the issue that I have with it. Don't change the fucking storyline.
Yep.
That's not what people asked for. People asked for a live action version of the movie. Don't fucking change the story. There's no reason for that. Like, you want to talk about a great version of a live action remake? How to Train Your Dragon. How to Train Your Dragon did the live
Yep.
action remake actual fucking justice. The story is basically pound for pound what the animated one was. Like,
Which
how do you fuck that up? How do you fuck that up?
yeah, like it's literally what people wanted. That's what people want from the live action. Is just do the story right.
Yeah,
That's
which is
it.
it's the one thing that I'm just like, oh god, please do not fuck up Atlantis. Do not fuck up
I
Atlantis.
I'm so scared
Well, actually, no.
of that.
Atlantis is that's not Disney, right? Atlantis
It
is
is.
it is Disney. Oh,
Atlantis is like the last super passionate animated project from Disney.
God, and it's such a fuck. The animated, the original
Like
is so fucking good. It's a masterpiece. It's a masterclass
there's
in animation.
yeah, there's so much pride in that movie that they actually listed everyone that even did the cleanup art.
Yeah, like
Like everyone that worked on that movie's listed.
and the crazy part is, it's actually fucking aged well.
Yeah,
Like
it's
OG Snow
great.
White, okay, did not age that well, both story wise and animation wise. Lost City of Atlantis still looks fucking phenomenal to this day. So, all I'm saying, you can do it right, just don't be dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, and how many times have we been absolutely burned by this shit, Danny? Because, oh my god.
Too many.
Too many.
Too many.
I'm praying Lost City of Atlantis turns out okay. But with that being
Yeah.
said, I have already gotten us sidetracked as it is, so go ahead and continue.
So Sony, as I mentioned earlier, actually came with some pretty good stuff, and I'm gonna hit with the three big ones because as cool as Neo 3's reveal was, Neo nothing against Neo.
Nobody asked for it.
It's just kinda it's one of those series you either love it or you just kinda don't really care. And that's fair.
Yeah.
It's good for what it is, and they keep improving on it, so I'm not gonna knock it at all.
Yeah,
But
because in all fairness, it could be a lot fucking worse.
it I will say though, it had the unfortunate thing of being completely overshadowed by three other announcements during that same state of play.
Uh huh.
Starting with Final Fantasy Tactics.
So that's not the one that I actually have, but that was my second one. Yeah. Final
Yeah,
Fantasy Tactics getting a reboot is fucking nuts.
with some bonuses. The Ivalice Chronicles.
Yeah, that is the really interesting part. So,
Because
Danny, if you would not mind, please enlightening the people of what exactly the fuck that is.
so I'm still like a little bit fuzzy on that because like Final Fantasy Tactics is one of those games that I looked at from a distance. It was like, that's kind of neat. But when I was really bad at RTS games, so I was like, hmm. But just as a little tidbit here, the original game, if I remember correctly, came out in 1997.
That's old.
So
Well, I say old in subjective terms.
also thinking about it, it's been a long time since they've released any version of Tactics.
It has been what the kids would call a hot fucking minute.
And if I remember correctly from the announcement, this is going to be in that wonderful 2.5D style.
Isn't that the same style that Fire Emblem's kind of the newer Fire Emblems are done in?
Like the sort of, I think so actually, but all of these like animated cutscenes being redone. It's just, it kind of shocked me that they actually announced this.
I mean, in all fairness, they have been making some, some plays in the works. Well, and then also, I think that Final Fantasy right now, and I think it actually does make legitimate sense because of the hype around Final Fantasy. Also, I'm noticing that the light is just making me just whiter than I already am, and I don't like that. Um, God, Danny, I wish you could. When this video comes out, please go watch it because I just look like Two Face from Batman right now. Like
Oh
one
my
side of
god.
me is like actual tan, and the other side is like the beacons are lit. Gondor calls for aid. Um, but the big thing that I think is that the hype for Final Fantasy is stupid high right now between
Oh yeah.
Magic the Gathering collaboration with Universes Beyond choosing Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 14 getting yet another fucking, getting more expansions and getting more content. And with not having super high praise on the most recent kind of single player versions, this is something
Yeah.
to really look forward to because
Yeah.
it's Final Fantasy, but not Final Fantasy that you remember. It's not the oh god, what are they the JR it's not the typical JRPG, right? It's
Yeah.
very much like Fire Emblem. It is isn't it
Yeah.
it is grid based, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is almost like identical gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Very very similar.
Which is
But
very rare in the Final Fantasy universe, right? Like
Yeah,
most Final Fantasy games are not built like that.
it
So,
was it was not really given a whole lot of chance to gain traction.
which is
Like,
crazy because it was actually from what I remember and looking up, people loved it. People loved the
yeah,
original.
it had very high praise.
It just the problem was that they just never made another one, and they just like, all right, we made a one-off, move on.
Yeah,
We got to get
and
back to
so
the number
now
games.
now it's back
Yeah,
with a fresh coat of paint.
a fresh coat of paint and like reconstruction on the wall.
And the
Not
big
just
thing, fully voiced dialogue.
that. I think is going to be actually. This might be a very hot take, Danny. That might actually be one of the best selling points of the game.
Yeah, like fully voiced dialogue for a game that is this old is like insane.
Yeah, and possibly in multiple languages. I want to add because it's going to release.
And a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, like we haven't seen that in a hot
Even
minute.
even 14 does not have fully voiced lines.
I mean, and I think that they might take this and they might update 14 because if this goes really well, they may put more voices in 14 and in the new single player game.
It would be nice.
I mean, it Square Enix, like Square Enix is cooking.
Yeah, they've got some good projects.
I
They
mean,
got some good projects going.
they've had some hits and misses, but I think Enix overall, at least because we've talked about Enix in the past, and Enix has been cooking. Like they've been chefing shit up for a while now, for the past year or so. Like we've had some bangers. So I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I'm also excited to see how that goes. Almost as excited as the other thing that was announced. Two of my three things that caught me off guard. So, one thing that came toward the end of the state of play was a very interestingly animated trailer that led to the reveal of a brand new Suda51 game.
That I did not. I didn't see anything about that. That one I'm a little lost on because I actually don't. That's one of the
So,
few series I don't actually know.
there is a new game coming out from Grasshopper and Suda called Romeo is a Dead Man.
What a fucking game! What a fucking name for a game! Let's go.
Suda51 makes some of the most genuinely fun, bizarre games, and they are unapologetically his style.
I mean, and that's a good
Like,
thing.
yeah, because you have the Killer series, like Killer 7, Killer is Dead. You have No More Heroes. You have Lollipop Chainsaw,
That's
Shadows
who
of the
did.
Damned.
That's who did Lollipop Chainsaw. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Suda is very you can recognize the Suda game very quickly.
He's got okay. So all right, now I have a general idea of what his art style and his like visions are. Okay.
Yeah, Suda is basically the less grandiose version of Hideo Kojima. Like very
Oh,
similar methods,
all
but
praise Kojima.
like I am very excited because Suda's games are usually beat 'em ups, but they're so fun. They are so fun,
Oh yeah.
and they're just insane. But, like that caught me off guard. I was not expecting a new Suda51 game. And then the big one, which I think we probably both have on our radar, a Marvel fighting game.
That is not the one that I was thinking
Oh
of.
no!
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, no. That was not the one that I was thinking of.
oh, oh! I am like legitimately when this thing rolled, I was like, wait a second, Marvel at a Sony showcase?
Is it a Marvel versus Capcom?
Better. This is the first Marvel fighting game being made by Arxis.
Who the Why
The
not a
Guilty Gear team. It is a 4v4 fighting game. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls.
Wow.
And dear God, the animation is nuts.
It's made by fucking the Guilty Gear team. Of course it is.
this this game might feel real good.
What is the name of it?
Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls.
How do you spell that middle one?
Tokon. Like, this thing started playing, and I think everyone that I know of that was watching it just lost their shit. It's like, it's in Japanese.
I mean, Marvel's on a roll right now with the movies. Well, granted, some of them are kind of hits and misses, but Marvel's as big as it is right now. It's a pretty big deal.
This game, though, the fact that it's a Marvel fighting game not being done by Capcom shocked me.
Yeah, that feels a little heinous, if I'm being honest.
And of all the teams they could have gone to, they go to the one that's been literally on fire with fighting games.
Yeah. I mean, Guilty Gear is just. The only thing that I need Arc to do, though, I need Arc to make the voice lines just absolutely fucking heinous. Because I don't know if you've heard the voice lines from Guilty Gear, but oh my god, do they not give a singular fuck about their voice lines. They say
Oh
whatever
yeah,
they want, and that's exactly what I expect from this.
yeah. Guilty Gear it's on another level.
It's unhinged. It's Guilty Gear is unhinged beyond belief, and I need
Also,
that unhingedness in Tokon.
yeah, I need to see if I can find this. Because there is a really great screenshot from this.
Okay. Yeah, no, that was not so, and I'm actually kind of sad because, for once we did not actually have the same one.
That's actually kind of a surprise.
Yeah, I know because
It's
normally
been
we
a
bring.
while.
It has been a while now. Do you want to know what mine was that I saw?
I'm intrigued.
Uh, Resident Evil Requiem.
Right. That one I know got a lot of mixed reactions to when they announced it.
It's the first time in a very long time that we are going back to Raccoon City. That's why I'm
It's
so
wild.
excited. That's why I'm so excited. Is because we're going back in time and seeing Raccoon City actively aged. Like,
I'm gonna send you this still image.
all right, let me take a look at it. Is that Doom
Yes.
just uppercutting fucking
Oh,
Ghost Rider?
even better. Do you see what's in his hand?
Is that a fucking gun?
And he's calling him a weakling.
Oh my god, Doom's got a gun.
Doom has a gun,
Oh
and he
my
just
god,
shot.
he has a gun. Wow, they really took the Robert Downey and put him in Doom.
Yeah, like
This is
no joke.
This is alternate universe Tony Stark, baby.
Like no joke. This is probably going to be the most unhinged Marvel fighting game, and I'm kind of here for it.
Like, I'm looking at this, and this screenshot. Number one, it's a black and white screenshot. Right? It's black and white in the background, and only the characters up front have color. And
Yep.
just Doom with a fucking pistol. I can only assume that's Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Yeah. Just
The
absolutely just domed.
the initial roster is just kind of wild. If I can find it. Let's see. If they actually have the full roster here. Because, like, they're gonna go crazy with some of these designs because a lot of these designs look original. I don't know who all they actually like unveiled during that because it's still like really early on. There's another like partial screenshot from it. The fact that it's a 4v4 fighter is wild.
Yeah. No, it kind of nuts.
Because like I'm imagining the full roster for this game is going to be absurdly huge.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I was gonna say when you get the so let's see that's so the first screenshot is Captain America, Doom, Star Lord, and who the fuck is that? Who's the chick?
That's one of the newer characters, one of the Marvels. I can never remember her name.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and I was while you're looking up the rest of the roster, I want to move into the Requiem real quick and talk about it.
Yeah.
So, number one, it is a brand new fucking character, uh, starring it, which is Grace Ashcroft, um, who's an intelligence analyst for the FBI, and she basically has to go to basically an abandoned hotel in Old Raccoon City, and basically, you experience. So the gameplay, this is what it states, is experience the series' classic survival horror through combat, investigations, puzzles, and resource management. Gameplay allows you to freely switch between first and third person views to face the horrors in a way that suits your playstyle. That's that's really good. That's very interesting. Not only can you change first person into third person, but like that's pretty nuts. But the fact that we're going back to Raccoon City, which by the way, fun fact, was fucking nuked.
Yeah.
It was nuked after the outbreak in I believe it's 2.
I
Because
want
1
to
is
say
when they
it
go
was
to the
two.
mansion. Oh my god, I might have my Resident Evils mixed up. But I'm very excited
It was either
because
2 or 3.
yeah, but it's because it's Raccoon City is iconic. It's an iconic story, right? So
Yeah.
and it's so interesting to see Requiem because it's there are still people living in and around it, even though it's basically a version of Chernobyl. Like it's just an absolute mess. Like and it is genuinely wild to see a Resident Evil game come out that, and I can understand why people are hit or miss, because Resident Evil has a very unique style of gameplay in that, unlike a lot of other horror games, you actually do get to fight back.
Yeah.
Um,
You just got to be really careful with your resources.
yeah, bullets are not easy to come by in the Resident Evil game. Um, so it's I'm very interested by it. Um, I mean, it's a brand new character looking into the story of Raccoon City and seeing like why Raccoon City ended up the way that it did. Um, I'm I'm very interested in it. I wanna like I can understand why people aren't a fan of it. Maybe it's because they were
Yeah.
hoping that we after the last Resident Evil, which I believe was Resident Evil, I believe that was 8, right? That's the one with Dimitrescu, right?
Yeah, Village.
Yeah. Um, After the banger that was Village, and seeing the ridiculousness that was Village, um, I think people were excited to see more along those lines, but they're going much back. They're going back to kind of their, at least from what I can tell, they're going back to kind of their old roots with this game. Like they had their fun with Village, so now they're going to give people what they've wanted, which is what happened to Raccoon City. Because after the nuke, we got basically no fucking news. It's a legitimate fucking ghost town. Like I'm taking a look at the fucking like when if you go to residentevil.com/requiem, there's screenshots that play, and it basically looks like Chernobyl. And one screenshot in particular is very interesting, um, because there's just a giant fuck off crater in the middle of the city. Just straight up, just a giant fuck off crater in the middle of the city that probably should not be there, and that is because it was nuked. And they actually have a full release date, by the way, for it. I don't know if you saw that, Danny. There is a legit
Yeah,
fucking release date,
because
February 27th.
I know that a lot of people were I thought you guys said you were gonna space these out a little bit more.
I mean, in all fairness, though, Village came out a couple years ago now. At this point,
Yeah.
I mean, we can take a look at the Resident Evil series as Resident Evil series wiki. We can take a look exactly when all of the games came out. So, you motherfucker, give me the goddamn dates. You fucking rat. Okay, so the last game was 2023. That was the Resident Evil 4 remake, and in 2022 was as Resident Evil Reverse. 21 was Village, and then 2020 was both the Evil was RE3 remake and then RE Resistance, which that one, okay, I can understand why people weren't a complete fan of that one, but it'll be 3 years since we've had a Resident Evil game. Cause yeah, let's see, cause Resident Evil, yeah, Resident Evil 2. The player controls rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy and college student Claire Redfield, who must escape Raccoon City after its citizens are transformed into zombies by a biological plague. And then there is RE3 Nemesis, which is fucking horrifying. There's Survivor
Nope.
from PlayStation, Code Veronica, and then the last time we go, and then I believe the last time we go back is I believe it's RE Umbrella Chronicles, which was in 2007, and then in 2012 for yet again the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 was Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City. That was the last time, was over a decade ago, that we had even remotely seen Raccoon City. So,
It's been a bit.
yeah, it is kind of wild. I mean, I'm very, 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 very excited for it. I can understand why
Yeah, they
people.
do great work.
Yeah, I mean, it's Resident Evil. It's always going to be a classic staple for PlayStation and Capcom. Actually, now that I think about it, that might actually be why Capcom's not working on the Token game.
Could be.
They probably were working on Requiem when the system came out.
Capcom's been busy.
Yeah,
They've been working. They've got the combination. They've got several teams working on either that, and I would assume also Monster Hunter because their next title update is coming out soon.
yeah. No,
They get a lot of stuff going on.
I mean, Capcom's just like Ark. Capcom's been on fire. Capcom's also been on fire. Capcom's been cooking too.
Yeah,
Because I've heard a lot of good things about the new Monster Hunter. I've heard a lot of good things.
and
Other than
honestly,
it's grindy, but guess what? That's a Monster Hunter game. Get used to that shit.
aside from a few of like the performance issues they had like really early on, it's a really good Monster Hunter game.
Yeah.
Like it's just really good.
Yeah. So,
I
but
found the roster.
okay, send it
So
to me.
so far, there are 8 confirmed characters. It is still very early on.
Okay.
It is Captain America,
Okay.
Iron Man,
Yeah.
Miss Marvel. That's
Okay.
who. That's who that was in that screenshot.
That's
Spider
Miss.
Man.
That. Hold on. That's Miss Marvel.
That's Miss Marvel, not Captain Marvel. Miss Marvel, the other Marvel.
Okay.
Spider Man,
Okay.
Star Lord,
Okay.
Ghost Rider,
Okay.
Doctor Doom,
Okay.
and Storm. That is the
I guess
8 that
if
are
they had to
confirmed
pick a
right
singular
now.
X-Man to bring, a singular X-Man to bring in, I don't think Storm is the worst.
Storm's design in this looks real good.
I would love to see them do Rogue, but that's just because I would have Rogue crush me between her thighs. But yeah, I'm just saying, but yeah, no, I mean, the bangers.
Solid roster to start with.
Yeah, I really hope to see that roster at least double by the time it comes out.
Oh yeah, no, like you can tell they're pretty early on because that's all they have revealed for now.
Do they have a release date, or do we know if it's going to be coming in 26 or 27?
Let me double check when that's coming out. It will be released in 2026.
That is interesting. I'm curious when in 2026.
So all they said was 2026 for now. So
Yeah, so did fucking Slay the Spire, you fucking rats. Give
although
me a
knowing
Civ too, you
Arxis,
bitch.
knowing Arxis, they will make sure that happens.
I mean, they're pretty good about release dates, so
Yeah.
yeah, they're not like Rockstar, who are just like, yeah, GTA 6. By the way, guess what, guys? It's been delayed another year.
Or
Whoopsies.
or can we mention the next Elder Scrolls game which was announced? Let's see.
An Elder Scrolls game that's not Skyrim.
The statement that I was hit with, I need to like double check and see what this statement was, but it kind of put things into perspective. Let me see if I can find this.
I mean, in all fairness, you know what? They gave us a remake of Oblivion. I can't really be mad.
Yeah, no, that was wild to
Yeah,
see
that came
that.
out of left field, and I think most people were pretty happy about that.
Yeah.
I just wish they would do the same thing with Morrowind. Morrowind was so good.
The Elder Scrolls 6 was announced 7 years ago today, and that was 2 days ago. So 7 years since the announcement. We
yeah.
still don't have Elder Scrolls 6.
Yeah, I don't know what Bethesda's doing. Probably working on Fallout 5.
Probably. Or they're gonna remaster New Vegas.
Honestly, you know what though? If they remaster New Vegas, I actually would not. Like, you could have said any other Fallout game, and I would not have given a shit. But you specifically said New Vegas, and I'm like, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch, I'm in. Like,
Yeah, it's like they gave us Oblivion, so it's the next logical choice.
It really is though. God, New
The
Vegas
only
was
other
so
game they
good.
asked for. Literally the only other game people ask for.
New Vegas is actually just a certified banger, though. It really genuinely
It's just
is.
good.
Oh my god, the ragdoll physics in that game are so fucking good.
It's a delightfully broken mess of a game.
I mean, it's even better with mods, but like, I mean, then
Oh,
again,
even
like,
the base game.
yeah, like the base game of New Vegas is just so good. It's
And
so
then
good.
you've got a collection of some of the best like DLC that gaming has had.
Oh my god, yes. It really was actually one of the best DLCs a game has ever produced. So
Like
hold on, what other DLC would I say that is better than that?
it's kind of hard, honestly, because DLC in New Vegas really didn't miss.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to think of like all of the games that I played that had DLC that I was like blown away by. I'm just thinking out loud here, Danny. The Gears of War series is an absolute no. Halo doesn't have DLC.
It's kind of hard.
Fire Emblem's DLC is literally just garbage multiplayer, or at least the last Fire Emblem game that I played, which was when they first introduced the children mechanics. Which one was that? It's the
I
run
can't
with
actually
Crom.
remember. Uh,
Oh my
that's
god,
hard.
it's
I
gonna
I
piss me off.
cannot think of it.
Yeah, it's gonna piss me off. Son of a bitch. Damn. Uh, I mean, there. What DLC was so good? Cause like the problem is that all of the games that I thought were DLC when I was a kid were not DLC. They were automatically in the game. So like, right, so like post game content, right, is what immediately
Yeah.
I started thinking about. And I just every time I think best post game content, all I can think of was damn Pokemon Emerald really cooked. The Battle Frontier genuinely is just chef's kiss. Um damn. What fucking DLC? I mean,
It's
the
hard.
the only ones that I can really think of, and this might be a pretty hot take, Borderlands 1.
I can see that.
All four DLCs are are pretty good with the exception of Nox's Armory, which is the best one out of all of them because there's Dr. Ned's Dead Island. Uh there is Mad Moxie's Underdome Riots. There is oh my god. What's the fucking third DLC? Oh my god, I'm blanking on it. Fuck. Maybe it wasn't as good. Shit.
Like I'm telling you, it's really hard.
Yeah, no, I mean you got me there. I mean, I don't know any other DLC that you know after the game that you actually have to legitimately download. That would be just as good. I mean, in all fairness, a lot of DLC nowadays is just it's automatically either put in or it's like mostly cosmetic shit.
Yeah. Oh, that was the last one. Claptrap's Revolution.
Thank you. Then that was like 10 minutes.
I guess this is just a setup for future stuff.
It was good though.
Yeah.
Claptrap's Revolution was good, and it gave you really fun weapons. Also, you got to beat the piss out of Claptrap. Who doesn't love beating the piss out of Claptrap?
Oh,
Fuck that little bastard. Oh my god, please stop putting him in goddamn Vault Hunt. Please stop putting him in fucking Borderlands games. For the love of God. Like, he's fucking immortal. Kill him, please. Stop.
oh.
He's so fucking annoying. Oh my god. And I mean, there
Oh.
was more information about Borderlands 4, which I just cannot give a shit
It's
about.
interesting, but
I can't
I'm
give a shit about it. I really can't. Because I'm like,
I'm not about to like fork over the money.
yeah, I'm like, and after and mind you, again, 3, absolute disaster. The DLC is literally the only thing that made that game, like, even remotely close to replayable. Because the DLC, like,
Yeah.
other than the initial DLC, which was Jax. I believe that's Jax's Casino. Um, or the handsome jackpot, I believe. Um, Other than that, because that one was okay. Um, the rest of the DLC are good. It's just the initial story is absolute fucking garbage. Like, it's actual fucking hot trash. I mean, also, like, easily top 10 worst fucking villains I've ever had, and not in, like, they're dastardly and bad, and oh my god. Like, no, they're just poorly fucking designed and, like, irritatingly voice acted. Like, it's I like to think the difference is people hated Jack because Jack was genuinely an asshole.
Yeah.
People hate the twins because they're annoying as fuck. They don't hate them because they're evil. They hate them because they're annoying as fuck. And they also killed off one of my favorite characters.
Yep.
Oh, fucking Maya, you fucking bitch. Give me my girl back. But yeah, no, it's. But no. I mean, you're not wrong. New Vegas' DLC is. I mean, it's New Vegas. They couldn't follow up a banger game with mid-tier fucking DLC.
True.
Yeah, not like every other Pokemon game has.
Oof.
I'm sorry. I hate the new Pokemon games. Call me a fucking hater all you want. The new Pokemon games are fucking ass.
I'm glad they're taking more time again because they really need to take more time
Yeah.
between them.
Sword and Shield, garbage. Scarlet and Violet, okay, the Paradox Pokemon are cool. I'm not gonna deny that, but it's kind of trash after that.
Yeah, just I'm glad they're taking more time.
Yeah, I am very excited for ZA.
Yeah, it looks good.
It
Uh,
does look crazy. I'm still mad that they didn't invite Cyndaquil. Why did they have to leave Cyndaquil out? Cyndaquil, right? I believe it's Cyndaquil, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's because Cyndaquil was in the last game, the last Legends game.
Which, like, okay, whatever, but, like, really? Tepig? Tepig? The third of three firefighting Pokemon? Really? Game Freak? You couldn't have designed a better fucking design than that? Like, the fuck is the matter with you?
Funny you should mention that, by the way.
Oh no. Why?
So I think I covered everything that I made note of from the PlayStation one.
Okay.
So I want to move over to the Xbox one, which I'm not going to cover everything that was in that because like a lot of it's just stuff that was on other platforms that are coming out on Xbox.
Woo, we
Aside
got a
from
new
like,
Call of Duty. Yay.
yeah, woo,
We got
new
Black
Call of
Ops
Duty,
6. Woo, nobody gives a
uh,
fuck.
solo leveling game,
Brother, I don't care.
Super Meat Boy in 3D.
Interesting, still don't care.
Still looks kind of weird, but uh, the bigger ones, uh, Persona 4 Revival, a
Alright, I'm hype.
full blown remaster and or remake of Persona 4.
Right, that one's hype.
Uh, a game I'm excited for, Clockwork Revolution, actually got a full on gameplay showcase.
That's interesting. Okay, I'm hype. I'm hip.
Cool looking steampunk inspired game.
Okay.
I'm excited. It looks fun. Uh, big thing that surprised me, a game called Beast of Reincarnation. It is made by Game Freak.
Hold on.
It is being made by that Game Freak.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. You're telling me the people who made Pokemon are not making a Pokemon game. What the fuck are these images?
Yeah, this game looks kind of nuts.
For those of you wondering what the fuck we're referring to, here's the synopsis cuz it's on Steam to showcase.
It's coming out on a lot of platforms.
Yeah, so in post-apocalyptic Japan, humanity's last hope may rest with Emma and her loyal canine companion Ku. Explore what it means to be human in Beast of Reincarnation, an expansive one-person, one-dog action RPG built around demanding technical combat. What awaits at Journey's End? Wait, Game Freak's making a Souls-like game?
Yes. And my god, it looks pretty.
I mean, yeah, this was... Alright, this was not on my bingo card, Danny, for 2025.
Yeah, Game Freak making something not for Nintendo.
Yeah. How the fuck
And
did they
it
make time for
kind of
this?
looks rad.
Yeah, I'm looking at the trailer right now. In the year 4026. Oh, hey, 2,000 years from now.
Yeah.
Also, hype moment. It's a female protagonist.
Yeah.
That's kind of hype. Also, there's fucking robots.
Yeah. Like,
There's robots, there's plant monsters, there's a really creepy thing with a fucking goddamn skull on it.
this game looks wild. And I kind of want to see more.
Yeah, I'm color me surprised. I'm yeah,
I'm
no.
in. Yeah. That was the thing that was announced, and I was like, whoa, where did this come from?
Hold on, I'm curious. I need to look up something. Okay. So if we're not counting phone games, I just looked up the last game that Game Freak was involved in that was not a Pokemon game. And that was Little Town Hero and Giga Wrecker Ult in 2019. Other than that, it was Pokemon Let's Go, Pokemon Quest, Pokemon USUM, Giga Wrecker, Pokemon Sun and Moon, Tembo the Badass Elephant from Sega, by the way.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah, basically there's like a bunch of random one-offs like Drill Dozer, Click Medic, Bushi Seryuden, Futari no Yusha for the Super Famicom. Oh my god, from '97.
Yeah. Game Freak hasn't gotten to do their own thing very often. The few that I know of that they've done outside of the Pokemon games I've heard are actually pretty solid.
They did
Uh,
Pocket Card Jockey Ride On, which okay, and the publisher for it is Fictions, which is interesting. I'm
yeah,
very interested to see how this goes. Because,
I am too.
yeah, because it really is just, like, when you take a look, oh my god, it really is just the Pokemon games. And the funny part is, it's actually not even the Pokemon games spin offs. It's actually just the straight up regular mainstream Pokemon games. They don't
Yeah,
have any hand
which
in the spin offs, which is wild as fuck to me. Like
yeah,
their Pokemon game, right? 96 Pokemon Red and Blue, 98 was Yellow, 99 is Gold and Silver, 2000 is Crystal, 2002 is Ruby and Sapphire, 03 is Ruby and Sapphire, Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire, my bad. 2004 is Fire Red and Leaf Green and Emerald. 6 is Diamond and Pearl, 8 is Platinum, 9 is Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and then basically the rest is history. Like, they didn't have a hand in any of the spin offs. Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Stadium, uh, even the Pokemon the virtual card game, they didn't have a
Yeah,
hand in that. Like that's wild to me. Which is
like
crazy
the
because they're one
funniest.
of Nintendo's biggest cash cows.
You know what the funniest thing about that is?
What up?
They're not actually owned by Nintendo.
They just
They are literally just contracted out.
they just probably get in a massive fucking lump of money from Nintendo to go make a new Pokemon game.
Yep.
Is basically what it is.
That's pretty much what it boils down to. Is they just get an absurd amount of money from Nintendo.
Which is crazy because that doesn't explain why Sword and Shield sucked so much fucking ass. Like
There
that really
was.
doesn't make any sense why that game sucked so much fucking ass.
I get the feeling they might be a little burnt out.
Well, they're probably like Bungie was with Halo. They're like, we really want to stop making Pokemon games, and Nintendo's like, here, have more money, and Game Freak's like, fuck, we have mouths to feed. I
Well,
think
all
that's
right.
genuinely I think that's genuinely how they feel is like, well shit, we have a studio we have to keep paid. This is the best way
Yeah.
to keep paying them is from taking contracts with Nintendo. Imagine if Game Freak was like, you know what, Nintendo, go fuck yourselves. We're gonna go do Power World instead.
God, that they would be absolutely trapped in legal confrontations for so long if they did that.
I mean,
Oh,
Power World's still alive. I want to point that out.
yep. But like, other than that, the only things that were announced at the or shown off a little bit with Xbox was the next Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah,
Uh,
I I
it's
don't
all
like
right. It looks okay.
I don't like the fact that it's a side scroller. I was really hoping that it was going to go
Oh no,
back.
I mean the other mainline one, not the side scroller. The side scroller is being done by the people that did Blasphemous.
Oh, oh, there's an actual regular Ninja Gaiden?
Yes,
Oh, what
Ninja
the fuck?
Gaiden 4.
I say
Yeah,
I
Ninja
say
Gaiden 4,
actual like as in Ninja Gaiden
like
the side
mainline.
scroller wasn't the actual original, but like holy shit, I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, they are working on Ninja Gaiden 4. Uh, as well as I think remastered versions of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. So those are in the works. Grounded 2 is also in the works. Uh, Gears of War Reloaded is also in the works.
What in the fuck? Gears of Oh, that's literally the first thing that gets pulled up. What the fuck is this? What is Oh, right. That's the one where they're going back in time, right? Uh
This one is just a big remaster with cross progression and crossplay.
It's built on the foundation of the game's previous remaster, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, with enhanced presentation at 4K resolution and 60 frames per second for the campaign, and 120 FPS for multiplayer. Reloaded will also support high dynamic range, blah blah blah. Really? That's it?
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
so it's just but it is
It's a
all of
tie over.
but wait, is it all of the Gears of War games?
That I'm not entirely sure on.
So, cuz here's my question is if it is 1 through 5 and doesn't have Judgment Day, which honestly again should have been a fucking DLC to 3 anyways.
No kidding.
God, that game is so fucking garbage. Oh my god, it's so trash.
Yeah, no, it was. If
So
it had not been a standalone, it'd have been okay. But the fact that it's a standalone just kind of
a standalone at
ruined.
$60 too, because I bought it. I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, no, it was definitely not good.
Like I cannot re-emphasize that enough, Danny. I fucking pre-ordered Judgment Day. That's how hyped I was for it. And then they
I
just
think we
shat
all have been.
themselves.
I think we all have had one of those moments with a game series that we're like all in for, and then there's just that one that's like, oh, oh, this is
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. because it's not saying here if it's including all of them. So hold on. So all previous released post-launch content from the game's first remaster, Gears of War Ultimate Edition, which Gears of War Ultimate Edition, I believe, only gives you 1, 2, and 3, right?
I think so.
I'm looking at it because I'd like to know. I want to know what fucking games it has. Because honestly, at this point, they really should just give us all 5 of them.
They really should. Although it is kind of interesting to see it with crossplay.
Yeah. I'm just. This is. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really understand this one.
Yeah, I honestly, this feels exactly like just a tie over while they're working on the next one.
Which, I mean, granted, I have not played 4 and 5. So is there even room for 6? Is there
Since
even a
like
story for 6 to continue on?
I know it's like a prequel, if I remember correctly.
No, it's a sequel.
Oh,
Wait, well, you mean
oh,
what's? Oh, yeah, yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
next one they're working on, yeah, is the
yeah,
prequel.
yeah. It's a prequel to it's a prequel to 1. It's
Yeah.
because hold on, let me see here. Let me bring it up. That's the DLC I'm actually thinking of. Rom Shadow. That DLC was actually really fucking good.
Mm.
Judgment was terrible. 4, 5. Gears 5 Hive Busters. And then Gears Tactics. What the fuck is Gears Tactics? Oh, here we go. Gears.
Oh,
Yeah, what is Gears Tactics? What the fuck is
Gears
that?
Tactics is like the Halo Wars game that they had.
Oh, right. Yeah, Gears of War E Day.
Yep, that's it.
That's the name of it. Uh, yeah. So there's actually a ton of games to actually keep in mind because there's 1 and 2, there's 1, 2, and 3. Then there's Rom Shadow, which is set 9 years after E-Day, shortly before the Locust invade Ephyra. Then there's Gears of War Judgment, which is during the early months of the Locust War. Then Gears of War 4 takes place 25 years after humanity's victory. 5 begins with Delta returning to Azura to launch the Hammer satellites. 5 Hive Busters follows the Battle of New Ephyra. Tactics takes a place a year after E-Day. And then E-Day, and then Gears of War E-Day is the new one that's going to be coming out. It takes place 14 years before. Oh, this is actually interesting. E-Day takes place 14 years before the first game on Emergence Day, the day on which the Locust Horde emerged on the surface of Serra to war against humanity, and follows Marcus Phoenix and Dominic Santiago. So, takes
That'd
place
be neat.
14 years before the first game on E-Day. So yeah, it is literally the day of the reckoning. I I really hope they do not fuck it up.
Oh yeah, no, like there's a lot of pressure on that one.
Yeah. Also, I want you to understand the span of which these games came out, right? Because in 2006 we got one, in '08 we got two, and then it wasn't until 11 that we got Gears of War 3, and then 2 years later we got Gears of War Judgment, and that was, we don't talk about Judgment. In 15 we got Ultimate Edition. which is just one, two, three, and I believe Judgment, right? Then in 16, following that year, they did four, which honestly, that's a smart thing to do. Was follow up the previous year's. Oh, hey, here's the combined bundle of all these games. Guess what? New fucking games coming out. Enjoy, bitches. And then in 19, there's actually two Gears games, but one of them I don't know what the fuck this is. Oh, Gears Pop was a mobile real-time strategy video game in which two players battles using Funko Pop stylized characters from the Gears fictional
God.
universe. Its gameplay was modeled on that of Clash Royale. The game was released on August 22nd, 2019 on Android, iOS, and Windows platforms. What the fuck? Then there's Gears
Oh,
Tactics in 2020, and then we got Reloaded, and then we're getting Reloaded this year, and then E-Day is still yet to be announced of when it's going to be set. Actually, low-key, I kind of actually want to go play Tactics. I wonder if it's on Steam. I'm about to go fucking look that up like a fucking degenerate.
maybe. It's, I think there was only like one more thing that I saw from the Xbox showcase, which kind of surprised me, but more so in a sense of like why it hadn't been done sooner.
Okay.
Uh, an Invincible fighting game.
I'm not interested. I think the show's low-key kind of mid.
It's just like I kind of figured they would like do something like that, like during or during like the peak of season two.
Yeah.
But like other than that, not a whole lot of big new things aside from their like handheld thing that's being made by ROG.
Yeah.
It's like cool. It's not revolutionary, but
You do
it's
you.
cool. Yeah, everybody's getting a handheld again.
Yeah. I will say though, I like what the Xbox ROG Ally looks like. I'm
Oh yeah, it
actually
looks comfortable.
it looks comfortable, and for the first time ever, Xbox is actually going to have a handheld. Let's hope
and
they learn from PlayStation's failures.
it sounds like they are also working on a significantly less bloated version of Windows for it, so
Also,
it might actually run well.
it's going to have Silk Song on it. It's going to have
Yeah,
Hollow Knight Silk Song on it. What the fuck, man?
I mean the Switch 2 is gonna have Silk Song on it.
Yeah, but ain't nobody give a fuck about goddamn Switch. This shit too fuck. Like, and
Uh,
you know what the crazy part is? Xbox could actually just straight up undercut Nintendo if they just made the ROG like $150 cheaper and go, hey, we have a better alternative.
like if it's reasonably priced,
Absolutely, they're
it
gonna
it
steal
could go
so much
hard.
business.
Like they'll even cut into the Steam Deck if it's reasonably priced.
Yeah, I think because what's the price of the Nintendo Switch 2? What is it?
Let me double check.
It's like
Cause
500
like
something now, isn't it? Because let me tell you, I went to a Target recently and they were full.
yeah,
I
but
saw like
like
one box out of the case.
it's actually done pretty pretty well, all things considered. It's 450 actually.
Yeah, so honestly, Xbox's smartest move is undercut them, sell it for 300.
Yeah, no, like
Sell it for 300, bring it the charging cables and the normal shtick, the Xbox UI with the ability to access Steam, and you have an unstoppable fucking you have an unstoppable handheld. Because
Yeah. So like,
that's reasonable for me to buy.
yeah, like comparatively, the Steam Deck is about 620 for 1 TB,
Yeah,
but it's a Steam Deck.
yeah.
Like,
And well, I mean, the Steam Deck does its job, right? It plays the games on
it's
Steam.
it's a handheld computer.
Yeah,
Like,
it runs like a fucking charm.
you can even browse the internet on it. Like, you could legitimately do anything you could with like a laptop, but a little bit more power.
Just stay away from certain sites, kids.
Yeah,
We should, just because you have access to the internet does not mean you should abuse that access to the internet. We should state that
exactly.
clearly.
Yes, but like
We
the
know
Steam Deck.
you fucking what's the new word, gooner? Oh my god. I I hate that
uh,
term so fucking bad.
uh,
Like so fucking bad. I hate it so
it's
fucking much.
so funny to mess with people because like there's so much like old media that talks about goons.
Yeah, and now they're coming up with this and I'm like, God fucking damn it.
Oh, it's just like old media is gonna be impossible for people to watch, and it's gonna be funny.
Look at this goon. Bro, he's not nutting the fuck.
Oh, like within the handheld market, it's like you have the Switch. Well, you have the Switch 2. You're gonna have the ROG Ally, and you've got the Steam Deck. I'm not gonna consider the Portal because I don't think anybody considers the Portal.
Yeah.
I it's just a really expensive controller with a screen on it. You need the PS Cloud to actually do anything with it. It's kind of bad. It's the cheapest of the options, but it's the cheapest for a reason. Uh, if this is reasonably priced, I can see it doing very well. Because like you don't need a controller for it. It just is a controller with a screen jammed in the middle of it.
Yeah. It's the only thing that makes it kind of appealing is, the access to.
Because you got the whole library of Xbox titles to work with. So you got
Yeah.
a pretty good selection of stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well, Danny, do you have any other news? Because I feel like we are at the 1 hour and 20 minute mark, or getting close to it. So I figure we should probably start wrapping up here soon.
yes, I have one more pretty big. Well, actually, like two more fun ones.
Okay.
Let me see if I can find it in here.
And then we will do our
Uh,
best to try and speed run through this a little bit.
yeah. New Scott Pilgrim game.
Honestly, I can't anymore with the Scott Pilgrim games.
That's fair. But kind of surprised because it's been a little while. They actually got a few little like tweaks compared to the last one, but again, it's the same formula. Kind of looks like the same game.
Right.
It's coming to basically every platform, which is nice.
That's good at least.
Uh, get out that bingo card for something you were not expecting to hear in 2025.
Yeah.
A new Wu Tang game.
A new what?
A Wu Tang game.
As in Wu Tang Clan?
Yes, Wu Tang: Rise of the Deceiver, an action RPG
Hold on.
featuring classic Wu Tang songs and new music from DJ Just Blaze. kind of looks fun,
Hold on. Wait a second.
right?
No, I took a look at the publisher. Um, I why do I recognize this fucking art style?
Right?
Bro, give me the fucking wiki, not the. Oh my god. No, that's not what I asked for. Did I spell this wrong? Like, hold on. Brass Lion Entertainment. What other fucking games have they worked on? Like, this gives. God fucking damn it, dude. This is not what I. Okay.
Yeah, no,
The
I've been
reason why I'm
trying.
trying to look it up is because the art style is very, very similar to Risk of Rain.
A little bit, yeah. But like I think this is a fairly new, yeah. This studio was formed in 2019. So like they're very fresh.
Wu-Tang Rise of the Deceiver is a co-op action RPG with anime-style fighting and Afro-surrealist aesthetic. Players will face increasingly challenging battle chambers to the tune of reimagined Wu-Tang Clan tracks while decking out their own custom fighters. Oh my
This is
god.
2025. Things I was not expecting to see in game announcements.
I I'm looking at the trailer right now. Bro, they literally copied Risk of Rain on like half of these fucking animations. What is this? It is also like the cheesiest fucking it is this is oh my god. No, the gameplay is literally Danny, have you looked at this trailer?
I have looked at the trailer.
Bruh, it is just Risk of Rain. It's just Risk of Rain. I have to close this. I can't look at this anymore. That's cursed. As dope as it would be to listen to Wu-Tang Clan's music, that's cursed.
I do want to see where that goes because that could actually just legitimately be a really fun game.
It could be.
Because I'm trying to think. I want to say that like the last game that was based on Wu Tang was Shaolin style,
Yeah.
which came out in '99.
It's been a minute. Honestly, I
And it
really
was,
wish they had just made it as ridiculous as like NBA Street.
you know, you know what they should have probably done,
Hit me with
because it's been a while since we've had one of these like absolutely insane games. Another fucking Def Jam game.
it.
You want to talk about just an absolutely ridiculous game? That's the Def Jam game.
Yeah, no, I mean, oh man. I mean, yeah, the Def Jam games are kind of they are kind of
Like,
ridiculous.
if this is remotely close to the level of ridiculous, this would be a fun game.
I mean, I'm just looking at like the names, and I was just like, Jesus Christ. And you know what game I really want to come back, Danny, is
Oh,
the backyard sports games.
the good ones. Not what they did with the last few.
No, I'm talking about
Like,
the ones for the Game Boy Advanced.
yeah, like the first two
The
backyard
first
sports.
the first round of them, which was football,
Yeah,
basketball, hockey,
baseball.
baseball, yeah. Like the first round of them was phenomenal, and then they were all
Yeah, they
kind
were
of
great.
garbage after that.
Yeah, they lost the plot after a few of them.
Yeah, because I don't know if you remember, the original backyard football still has Michael Vick available as a quarterback,
Yep.
and Brett Favre was the quarterback for the Packers.
Yep. It came out before before a lot of things happened.
Yeah, T.O.'s in the
Ooh.
game.
Mm. There's a lot of stuff.
I
Oh
mean,
god,
hey,
some of
what
the
can we say? Footballers and committing crime, they go hand in hand. Also ruining their players' drafts. Also
oh
classic.
no kidding. Yeah, like whew. Those games really came out and they are a time capsule.
Yeah, there's something that it should probably stay buried.
Some things just do not age well at all.
They kind of aged. Um, they aged like a fine milk. Not.
Speaking of aging, I don't know if you saw this or not because it literally dropped like 10 hours ago.
Okay.
So, you know Spaceballs, right?
Oh yes, Spaceballs 2, baby.
38 years.
Uh huh.
It's been 38 years, and Mel Brooks decided time for a sequel. Kind of respect it.
I mean, think of everything that Mel Brooks has done. This is pretty funny though, in like the eyes, because in a time of need, we kind of do need a Spaceballs too.
Yup. And also, from what I've heard, uh, Rick Moranis is coming back for it.
Oh, it's not just Rick Moranis, by the way.
Yeah, I know they tried to get as much of the cast back as possible.
The original, the person who played Lone Star and Vesca, the 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 female, they're also
Yeah,
coming back. Um, and the dude who played Yogurt is also coming back.
it's like it's wild. Like again, the bingo card. Things that I wasn't expecting to see. That's definitely up there, but you know what? I'm here for it.
Yeah, no, like 1,000%.
Mel Brooks movies, fucking hilarious. Also, really, really, really to the point social commentary.
I mean, there's a reason why.
Yep. Oh, Mel, don't tell me that's the actual name for the movie.
What?
Don't tell me that's the fucking name for the movie.
What is the name?
The Schwartz Awakens.
Oh yeah, you know damn well that's the name of the movie.
Uh, I'm looking forward to it. It's coming out in 2027. God damn.
I'm excited.
You know what? I've needed a good comedy to watch.
I was gonna say, Danny, I will if I have to, I will travel out to the Midwest so we can go watch it because it's
Oh,
and mind you, one of my favorite films of all time is a Mel Brooks classic that could never be reproduced today.
most of Mel Brooks movies can't. They really can't.
Here's a question: can you guess which one?
I absolutely can because it is a fantastic movie, but there's no way in hell that could be filmed
Which one?
again. It's a wonderful little western.
Yep, by the name of Blazing Saddles.
Yeah, there is zero chance they could ever make that movie again. Ever.
I'm very excited. I really want to go see Spaceballs too. Like, fuck the live action Disney movies. I'm going to watch Rick Moranis be fucking Darth Helmet again.
Yeah, no, like that. I'm ready for that.
Because it's just them, and it's just going to be nothing but shit talking the whole video. Like, it's going to be
Yeah.
them just doing nothing but fucking just cracking jokes. And just being dumb. Because what was the last. You know, actually, that is a good question. When was the last time Mel Brooks fucking produced something?
Ooh.
Because it's been a hot minute.
Let me see, actually.
Hold on.
Oh, actually, not that long ago.
Fuck. Career.
He's listed for an animated movie on Paramount Plus, Paws of Fury: The Legend of Hank. That's a PG movie, so honestly, I'm kind of tempted to not count that.
I forgot that he actually did voice recently. He was in Hotel Transylvania.
Oh yeah,
Holy fucking shit. I didn't even realize that.
the actual like one of the last movies that he did that I think was in theaters was The Producers, which was in 05. Oh, that's another fantastic movie, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Yes. As someone who actively works at Renaissance festivals, Danny, yes.
It's such a good movie.
It's so good. Fun little known fact about Mel Brooks. Did you know that he has won the Quad Awards?
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
Yeah, he's one of like a handful of people that have won an Oscar, an Emmy, a Tony, and a Grammy. That is not an easy fucking feat.
No, like there's a reason
there is
why.
a total, the EGOT, an acronym for the thing. There's a total of hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold on, fuck, I have to count. God damn it. How many fucking names are there? Oh, there really isn't all that many. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 people have won the EGOT. Among this list are people such as Audrey Hepburn, Mike Nichols, Whoopi Goldberg, John Legend, and surprisingly enough, wasn't expecting this one, Jennifer fucking Hudson.
Yeah, that's still kind of like wild.
Also, Elton John.
Yeah, I can see that actually. Like, it's tough to get those.
Wait, Mel Brooks got his. He got his last one in 2001, and that was a Tony. That's wild.
Yeah. Because, like, if I remember correctly, The Producers was also on Broadway.
and then non-competitive EGOT. What the fuck is non-competitive? What the fuck does that mean?
There's so many things.
Hold on. 6 additional artists have received all 4 awards, though one was bestowed for an honorary or similar non-competitive distinction. Barbra Streisand does not have a competitive Tony, Liza Minnelli does not have a competitive Grammy, and Harry Belafonte, James Earl Jones, Quincy Jones, and Frank Marshall are all without a competitive Oscar. That explains that.
Yeah. Still,
But what
there's
do
a
you mean
reason that
by
Mel Brooks.
non-competitive? What the?
I'm I'm gonna assume that it's in a category where there's like nobody else even close.
Oh, honorary award. Special Tony Award, Grammy Legend Award, Academy Honorary Award, Gene Hersholt Humanitarian Award, another Gene Hersholt Humanitarian Award, and Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award. Okay, so they are actual legitimate like special awards handed out to them.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, because the shortest any span has been Benj Pasek and Justin Paul. In a total of 7 years, they managed to hit all 4.
That's crazy.
The longest is 45, and that was for Helen Hayes, starting in 1932 and finishing in 77.
That's commitment.
I mean, technically, if we count full year span and we're counting the honoraries, technically that actually goes to Harry Belafonte for a 60-year span, starting in 54 and completing it in 2014.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's fucking nuts.
And like, honestly, I think it was a really good call for us to wait like a couple weeks.
Yeah, we had over an hour of footage, so I can, and the recording's still going.
Let's
Yay!
go.
I don't
We
have
made
to
up for it.
I don't have to jump out my window because it didn't want to fucking record after we just did all this shit.
Yeah, because we had a lot to go over. But
Yup.
we are caught up now.
So you know what, Danny? Next week, we I think next week we should still record, no matter if there's no news or not, and we will
Yeah,
just talk
just have
about
a
just have a chat of just random bullshit.
yeah.
Because we haven't like other than the rants, right? Because the rants are like kind of the fun part about this. No, like an actual just like bullshit like hour-long session of just, oh hey, I've thought about this recently, and it's like, oh damn, that's kind of wild. We should just do one of
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, we can absolutely do one of those.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, with that being said, though, Danny, we do need to finish this recording though, cause whew,
Yeah, this is gonna be a long one.
yeah, and I'm gonna take forever to fucking upload this. So, with that
Oh
being
yeah.
said, Danny, where can they find you?
You can find me on YouTube and Twitch at CatboxDanny.
You can also find me on YouTube and Twitch here at Dominite Fox or on Twitter at DominiteFox1. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. We both really appreciate it. We both hope that you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, don't be a sweat lord. We'll see you guys next time.